Hello everyone, Dracon84 here and welcome to Shotgun King, the final checkmate. So, this is new game. I would love for you to leave me feedback on if you like to see more of this or not. I have been playing this game a lot in the last week. I mean, it's just such a great game. It's a chess roguelike, and if you were following Northern Lion or Aliens Rock, for example, I mean, you already know this game because a lot of people that enjoy like the Landlord always also enjoy this game. So I'm not going to do endless mode. Let's just do Go for the Throne. And because this is the first one and I can't assume that you know anything about this game, I'm just gonna go in normal settings. I've completed hard mode. Very hard mode is very hard, they're not lying, and then there's King mode too. Now you can actually get all of the achievements on any difficulty setting. That's actually, I think there should probably be some achievement for finishing the game on King mode. Anyway, it's normal. The Black King had been an extravagant and unpleasant ruler. As the years went by, more and more of his subjects were won over by the White King, who offered higher wages and genuinely decent work. And then they took his castle. His knights resigned from his service. Even his wife, the Queen, abandoned him. Before leaving, the last Black Bishop came to the Black King and told him, "Thou hast been a bad king, yet thine reign is still holy. Thou shalt retain a claim over thine former subjects' souls, and we may yet have cause to fear thine wrath. Thus heed my warning. The wrath of a man, as godly as might he be, is ever his undoing." But the Black King was abandoned by all, with not a rook left to his name. All he had left was his prized royal shotgun, the shreds of his dignity, and the growing fires of the prophesied wrath. Ever my undoing was it? Undone. Just what more exactly could I lose? In his dark folly, the king loaded the shotgun and went to meet his final checkmate. So, we're playing a chess roguelike now. Our opponent has a few pieces. We only have a king, but we also have a shotgun. So, in chess, the king can only move one square. Now we saw that the knight has moved. The knight moved as a knight can, and now we see that next turn the bishop and the pawn are going to move. Now the bishop can move either here or here, right? It can move diagonally. It will move exactly here because that's his best move. And the pawn, we can see on the left that it can move one square, and it can attack also one square but to the sides. So we're going to move, and you can also see that thing with the hourglass. It's a countdown timer, and it tells us how long it is until the piece gets its next turn. So the knight gets its turn next turn again. Knights move every 2 turns. This pawn, it has 3 more turns before it can move. The king can move in 2 turns. The rook can move in 2 turns. So we're gonna move here, I think. Oh, the bishop actually moved here. There's a little bit of randomness in how the pieces move. Now, I could shoot my shotgun right now, but I'm kind of scared of a discovered check. So when one of your opponent's pieces takes the king, then it's done. It's the final checkmate. Sort of. I mean, the final checkmate is what we do at the last level, but whatever. So if I hit the knight and then I kill the pawn too, then the rook could take our king. Actually, we need... so the knight has 3 hearts and the pawn has 3 hearts, so we need 6 firepower in order to get through there. We have 4 firepower, so there's no chance that we're going to kill that pawn this turn. So we can just safely try to hit the king, the knight. Alright, so a few of our opponent's pieces are going to move next turn. We start with 2 shotgun shells loaded, and we have some ammo up here too. The shields, we'll see in a second what they do. We can click to load a shell, but we can also move to gain to load. But now we can just shoot again because we have a loaded shotgun shell. So we can just kill the knight. Right, the bishop is going to move next to us. The rook is going to be there too. I'm just going to go here. Oh, I'm just going to go here. Allow the bishop next to me. So I have power 4, so if all of my bullets hit the bishop, then I will kill it. If I don't, then the bishop will survive with 1 HP left. Right, or with more. So now when I move, I will load another shell into my shotgun, and I can just kill the bishop from point blank range. So that's the idea. The rook takes 5 bullets to kill. So now I'm going to systematically kill all of the pawns. Now you don't really need to do that, but I like to do it. It just gives you a form of inevitability. That's nice, because right now we can't lose unless the king, right, when we're on the side of the board and the white king is right next to us, we're in checkmate. We can't go anywhere. So unless we can kill it right there, then we lose. So of course the objective of the game is just to kill the opponent's king. So now we do so. Alright, we have made floor 1. Now, then every time you take a floor, you pick 2 cards. One for your opponent and one for you. You pick a black card for the black pieces, a white card for the white pieces. And then we can see Black Mist protects from death once per floor. It's actually a lot better than it looks. I mean, in theory, if you play perfectly, you should never need it. But that's not how it works in practice. You can easily get... I mean, your opponent gets more and more and more pieces, right? When you see here, you add 1 rook, here you add 3 pawns. So you're going to add more and more pieces for your opponent, and those stack up, and at some point it just becomes very difficult to just survive. So Black Mist is actually a lot better than it looks, and if you have multiples of them, they do stack, so that's also nice. Ammunition depot. Add 1 rook and gain 2 ammo every time you kill a rook. So right, we have 5 ammo in reserve right now, and every time we kill a rook we gain ammo. That's actually very good. I really like taking ammunition depot. August Presence, pieces can't stand next to us. They can't come next to us and back up at 3 pawns. So both of these are actually pretty good. The thing is, August Presence, neither of these do anything assertively. I'm gonna go for it with August Presence. It can actually protect you a lot, and your opponent having pawns can also protect you a lot, but I think both of these are defensible. But I have lost a lot of runs due to my opponent not having enough pawns. Alright, I'm just gonna try and shoot here. Ooh, knight is a coward. Alright, let's just start blasting. We have 2 shotgun shells, so let's just keep on going here. Alright, there's the rook coming. I just put myself in check, but that's also fine. Alright, let's start blasting the rook. Yeah, so this is a good time to explain the shields. So we have these shields. They say protects you from your suicidal instincts refills on each turn. So I'm gonna shoot the rook now. And I lose 1 shield, because when I shoot here, I'm still in check. But honestly, I can just kill the rook and then I don't die. So you get protected from making mistakes, but you also pretty often you don't need it. But honestly, it's very, very easy to miss that you're in check. So listen to those shields. Right, now we kill the last pawn. Again, I don't think I needed to kill those pawns in order to get there, but whatever. Wand of Wings. So these wands are extremely good since they don't cost you an action. You can just activate them and they don't end your turn. While most other things you do actually end your turn. Cardinal, remove a pawn, add a bishop, minus ammo. This is fine. Crow's Blessing, +2 fire range, remove a knight, add 2 bishops. I think I'm gonna go with the Wand of Wings. One of the additional reasons is that there's actually an achievement for winning a game while you have 4 wands. So I want to maximize my odds of actually getting that. So there's one mechanic that I didn't talk about yet. That's the soul mechanic. You start with an empty soul slot. And then... just a second. I had to move my phone off of my desk because you probably heard that, that sound. And I can use this to move like a knight for 1 turn. It's very, very good for getting out of tough spots. When you use it, it gets... it's empty again, and the first non-pawn, non-king piece you kill starts filling up the slots. So I'm gonna try and kill the knight here. I'm gonna get put in check after that, but that's not a problem here. Right, let's just start blasting. We're on an easy difficulty level, so there's not a lot that I'm scared of here. I'm just gonna go through this. No, I didn't kill the rook actually. I'm gonna kill it now. So, again, I like methodically getting off all of the pawns if I can, but you really don't need to do it. Oh, because of August's presence, the pawn actually can't advance. That can actually be very useful in some situations. So I'm just gonna go and hop around a bit. Oh, and obviously I made a terrible mistake. Would have been fun to do on purpose. So I could use a soul now and hop to here or here, right? I could go here or here, which would be fine. But I can also just use my wand, go here, and save myself. I mean, obviously, I really shouldn't have done that, but whatever. So, interestingly, I haven't really seen any things that make me better offensively. So Black Mist, not dying is good. Whatever we do, we always add a white queen to the board. That's what happens on floor 3. So floor 4 is a floor where it's easy to die. I really want something to raise our power or to do anything actively, but we don't have a lot of choice. So fire range can be very good, right? It can, I think the chance for your bullets to actually hit your opponent, that chance falls off as range increases. So getting fire range makes it actually more likely for you to kill the things that you're aiming at. So that's good. And I think we need something that helps us kill our opponents. So, well, I love Black Mist. I think it's extremely good. I just think we need something offensive at this point. Now note that I'm definitely not as good at this game as I want to be yet. I'm really just practicing, but we'll see how good we can get here. I mean, this is a game where I feel like I can get extremely good at it with practice. Wow, I have not been hitting things, but whatever. I mean, we're really not in a hurry to kill things. Oh, fine. And in our worst case scenario, we can just use our wand or our Knight's Soul in order to... yeah. So I'm out of ammo, so we have to move again. I can move here, that's fine. It stops the pawn from advancing too. I need to kill the queen too, but I mean, we just need some time in order to get our affairs in order. And I mean, it's very, very difficult for the queen and the bishop to kill us. So, and just the queen and the king, for both of those to kill us is actually very, very difficult. So we're just going to again methodically kill everything. On higher difficulty levels, that's going to be more and more difficult. So eventually you're going to have to get to a point where you just rush for the king and kill him behind enemy lines. There are a lot of ways to do that. I mean, right when you have something like the Wand of Wings, you can just propel yourself through your opponent's pieces, get behind enemy lines and kill the king from there, if you have enough firepower. Now, speaking of firepower, High Focus is extremely good. So this card doesn't work if a piece is adjacent to you, and August Presence means that opponent's pieces can't come next to us. So this card is pretty good. That said, I mean, Saboteur, remove 2 pawns, add 1 bishop, doubles fire arc for 1 bullet. Now, that 1 bullet, right? We shoot 4 bullets. That mean, and with High Focus, we shoot 5 bullets. So one of them is going to veer very far off course, which means that effectively, pretty often this won't double our fire arc as much, our power. So in a lot of situations we have to assume that we have 1 power less than we have. So let's keep that in mind. This bishop is going to move here, so we don't want to move onto the white squares if we can. The queen is going to attack us probably, so let's go somewhere. Doesn't matter that much. Let's just start killing stuff. Right. So there's a lot of pieces on the board now. This pawn has only 1 HP left, so if we accidentally kill this pawn, we are going to die. We haven't taken any of the Black Mist cards, so yeah. I'm not really interested in trying to commit suicide, so let's just do this. We have 2 bullets, so let's just continue killing stuff. So you can definitely get into situations like this where just everything moves at once and you just have to survive somehow. Yeah, let's kill the knight. The knight is the only thing that moves next turn, so that's fine. And kill the bishop. Then let's go here. Queen. Doesn't matter that much where we go exactly, but let's just continue killing stuff. And kill the queen, kill the pawn. Alright. I'm just going to take out the rook first. Bam. Then start killing the king. Alright, so as you can see, this is a very tactical game and things can get very, very bad for you if you don't watch out. Subtle poison. Queen gets weaker, king gets weaker, and the queen's move limit is 1 square for 15 turns. That's actually very, very powerful. Court of the King is very scary though, right? You add a bunch of pieces for them, and all of their pieces, right, their turn timer becomes longer. But I've noticed that even then, pieces when your opponent just gets that much more pieces, they just all move at the same time at some point. So I'm just gonna go with more high focus, and we remove a knight, add 2 bishops. So our opponent is going to have 1,000,000 bishops. We're gonna have to deal with that, but yeah, there's not a lot that we can do about it. So we do have the range to just start shooting here. So let's do that. I mean, we might not kill anything, but if we move, then we're gonna be putting check anyway. So let's just start blasting. Alright, we are not in check, so let's just bam. You know what? I'm gonna attack the queen, see if we can take it out early. That's very, very good that we could do that. And I want to be on the black squares because the white bishop is the only one that can move here. Bam. Right. Nothing can really touch us right now. Yeah, we're in great shape. As you can see, I mean, our firepower is doing wonders for us. Right, let's keep on killing pawns. Bam. And I mean, we're playing on normal difficulty level, and I've been playing on hard difficulty levels, so it really feels a lot easier than it looks, which means that something like the Wand of Wings and the Knight's Soul, we just haven't had to use them as much. Fire range is pretty good, although we already have 5 to 7 range, but at some point you can just get things from across the board. Now, giving our opponent's bishops more speed is scary, especially because, right, our opponent has 1,000,000 bishops. Add 1 bishop, add 1 bishop, add 2 bishops. Our opponent has so many bishops, so that could be a problem. Pikeman is also just very scary, but honestly the mode protects you. Yeah, I'm not sure what the correct option is here. I mean, the thing is that when we have August Presence and High Focus and the mode, it will be very difficult for opponent's pieces to get to us, and the pikemen are actually pretty scary. Right, I'm going to show what happens here. Right, when you hover over a pawn, you can see that they can now move and attack. They can attack 2 squares ahead of them, which is honestly pretty scary. But we also have the moat, and anything that tries to get across the moat is just going to get stuck in it. So now we can just blast everything, because nothing can come close, and that's pretty good, honestly. So we have 6 firepower, which means that even with the one bullet going off the track, we're still definitely favored to hit at least 5 of them. So we're just gonna continue blasting here. So the queen is going to move here, and I kind of want to kill the queen first because the bishops aren't that scary. And right now so look at how much difference the mode has made. I mean, king has 1 HP, so we can just kill it. I mean, this was, yeah, just the all of the pieces, they just couldn't move past the moat, and Corner Despot is very, very good. +2 firepower, flip card if your king is not on the board's edge. And our opponent's pawns are going to be able to move in all directions, but we will not have to leave our spot. So, honestly, I mean, we can just start blasting here. Even if we destroy this pawn, the queen can't attack us because it's just going to get stuck in the moat. So, right now, we have 1,000,000 firepower, we have all of the range in the world. We can just aim for the king and see what happens. We're in check. That's fine. We're in check again. Fine. Let's kill the queen first. We're in double check. Yeah, and now let's just clean up. Bam, bam. Right. Just cleaning up the pawns. Final bishop. And now... Right. Could have stayed on the board's edge, which would probably have been better, but whatever. Do we want 8 power? No, that's 10 power. I really want 10 power. Yeah. Now, I didn't really talk about Fire Arc yet, because it hasn't been all that interesting. But the blunderbuss ups our power significantly, but it makes our shot a lot wider. So we're going to be a lot less consistent with what we hit. That is going to be a thing. I don't want to make wrong moves here, but I mean, we have 10 power, so we can just keep on mowing everything down. No consequences. Bam, bam. Yeah. Once you have this much power, there's not a lot your opponent can do. So, extra barrel is interesting. It adds genderqueer, removes a bishop, which is fine. There's too many bishops anyway. Adds a queen, that's fine. Queens can die, I really dislike that. King's Shoulders is interesting, but I think it's just extra barrel. Makes us able to just keep on standing for longer without reloading. We wouldn't mind having more ammo, but we're just going to go ahead and just fire at will. Oh. Alright, fine. Let's... Alright. Alright. So, as you can see, as your opponent gets more and more pieces, it's easy to actually get stuck into a spot where things can just get scary even when you're really overpowered, as we are right now. But we used our wand, and now we can just kill some stuff, get back to the edge of the board. The queen is actually attacking us, so let's prevent that. There's a queen back up, but we're on the edge of the board again, so we can just blast again. Make sure we don't get attacked by the other queen. just mow everything down. Seems scary, so let's kill it. Alright, so we've killed everything again. And killing the king. Alright, so Kingly Alms. Throwing a grenade is pretty cool. I love doing it, but note that you can actually kill yourself with this. I'm not gonna take it here because I really want the max ammo. Giving our opponents more HP, we can deal with that. Theocracy is very, very interesting. So it removes the king and makes all of the bishops into kings, which our opponent has so many bishops that we don't want that. We also don't really need Kingly Alms, right? We don't need a grenade because we're just so strong. And ammo is just all we want, so let's finish this one. We get our wand back. Let's start blasting again. Right. Here we're not gonna be put in check. Let's kill the queen. Just kill everything, I guess. We're just so incredibly strong right now. Bam. Now, note that one of the reasons that we're so strong is because we're playing on normal difficulty and we just have one more bullet in our gun than we would otherwise have. So, time for the final boss. Start off. There's a secret boss ending that takes a lot of luck and a lot of steps to complete. Anyway, so many years worth of new subjects, so much work to make them feel welcome and safe. All reduced to glass shards by one royal king with a shotgun. The White King would not indulge this, not one more floor. Quite literally bursting with rage, he loomed out to crush this egotistical maniac. Right, final boss time. We are insanely strong here. We got a little bit lucky on this run. And our opponent is the White King with 24 HP, and we're just going to try and obliterate him. Not sure if this was the best spot to be in, honestly. Alright. Let's use this and again, note that even though we are just so incredibly strong, even then we got into a position where our opponent just ganging up on us was just still very scary. But, I mean, yeah. We are still so strong that we can just blast through. It won't always be this easy, but this was a good run. And so it was that the wrath of the Black King finally carried him to victory. His turn to steal the White King's castles and subjects. They would have to endure his terrible rule once again. So the bad guys won, that's great. Cheer up, he would tell them. At least thou didn't get blown to pieces. As he upheld his shotgun and laughed, undefeated, he had learned nothing. It wouldn't be too long before a new White King rises up and the whole story starts anew. So that was one run of Shotgun King. I had a lot of fun making this, and if you want me to make more videos like this, maybe in addition to the other videos, I don't know if I can keep that up for a long time. Maybe replacing one like Be a Landlord video in a week. I don't know, let me know what you think. And in any case, I have had a blast playing this again, and I will see you next time on Shotgun King, if you want me to. Goodbye.